Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to anyone who's watching. Welcome back to the Real Business Roundtable. Today we're going to be talking about sales again. But I want to continue to talk about this stuff. There's always information. This industry is always adapting and evolving. And today's topic is sales cures all. And we're going to talk about how it does cure all.
Sales are the lifeblood of any business that wants to be successful. You got to get it through your head that you can't just hang your shingle, set up a website, and think sales are going to come to you. You need to be proactive on bringing in business because those sales, that revenue, is the lifeblood to you growing, to you investing in your business, to you being able to advertise, do the things that you need to do to allow your business to grow.
When we say sales is the lifeblood, which Andy has said before, sales cures all. It's true. Within a business, sales cures all. That should be an episode right there. That's an episode. Done now.
Men's not hot.
Huh?
Men's not hot.
Men's not hot. Quick math. Men's not hot. We should do an episode in a completely British accent.
So we wanted to create this episode to make sure everybody understands that if you have a great idea, if you just set up a website, an e-commerce website, if you're doing affiliate, drop shipping, whatever it might be, don't think that just because you built or bought into this drop shipping website that you're going to have all these sales coming to you. It requires you to either know how to draw eyeballs to that website or sell people on what you have on that website. Either way. The sales have to happen. And I think this episode's important for people to understand this, that if you can't do sales yourself, say you're not a salesperson, say you're like more of an introvert, you're not really good at selling, you need to partner up with somebody or hire somebody that can help you bring revenue in the door. That is critical to any successful business.
But if you've been paying attention for the past almost 30 episodes or around that, you will find ways to generate sales and generate traffic that you don't even have to pay for. I guess the point of me saying this is that, people always say, oh, we've been stagnant, we've been stuck at this spot. But there are countless amounts of ways or things that you can do within your business that will drive traffic that eventually turn into sales. It's achievable. You just have to put the work in to do it if you can't afford to hire an agency or hire someone to help you.
So sales come first before anything. One of the biggest, most popular business
talk
stories.
about that story.
One of the biggest business stories out there, Bill Gates. He sold a software that did not exist. And he got it sold, got the contract, went out and had it made. He had nothing in his hand to sell, but he sold it and then went out, took that money, had it built quickly. So that's sort of the mindset that you need to have as an entrepreneur. You sell first. You sell, you bring in the revenue, and then you use that revenue to help you grow the company, whether that's on staff, inventory, advertising, building out a better web presence, hiring the right people, whatever it might be. But just look at the revenue, the sales. That is the blood that's going to allow your business to grow. Without it, you're just going to have a name, a website, no sales. You see this all the time with people that get sucked into like affiliate marketing websites, and they go to some like seminar, and they sell them the idea of, oh yeah, you can make all this money, get this affiliate site, sign on for $100. And then I see this all the time. People have these websites that don't do anything for them. And they're like, oh, I didn't realize that I need to run Facebook ads, or I didn't realize that I need to do SEO, or I didn't realize I needed to do more to make this thing happen. Hanging your shingle or just building a website it will never just bring in sales.
It might get you to a point where you're making a little bit, but not enough to invest into a real growth strategy, not enough to invest in your business in order to bring the sales that you need in order to grow. I mean, it's pretty simple. You gotta do to make money. You gotta spend to make money. You know what I mean? Everyone says that. Spend money to make money.
Yeah.
But also you could do stuff to make money as well. I mean, it's just sales should be the sole purpose of you starting up a business or within a business, always adapting to the market in order to bring more traffic, always, changing in order to bring more traffic, always doing what you possibly can do within the business to bring in more sales.
Entrepreneurs need to take this stuff very, very seriously. I know it's a no-brainer, and probably people watching going, yeah, we know that. Well,
Some people don't.
actions speak louder than words, and most of the people we talk to and we see out there, they just kind of think like, oh, I have this business. Oh yeah, my sales are okay now. Oh, my sales are a little bit better now. They're relying on the flow. If you look at like an ocean naturally going back and forth, they're relying on fate. Oh, maybe that wave might come in. Oh, I got sales. And they're like letting like fate or just the pulse of the current marketplace and demand justify where their business is. My approach, our approach, is bull by the horns approach, where you go out, you knock on doors, you run those ads, you generate leads, you contact those leads, and you get them to close and move forward. That is required. Don't say you have a business. If you don't have a sales plan or something in place to bring in that revenue, you don't have a business. That's what a business is you're selling a product or service to solve a problem, fill a need, or whatever it might be. But that's the key to business. Just having something. There's people with great ideas out there that are, they just have a great idea. They didn't execute on it. Or let's say they have a really cool software made up. Here's a big one. I'll give you an example. There's a company out of Boston. I don't want to say names, but there's a company out of Boston that had a software that did the same thing as a guy that created a very similar software that's super small, super cheap, not a lot of sales, but then they blew up this software to $20 million a month in reoccurring revenue, all from sales. But they had a better brand. They had a better website. They were doing SEO. They were running ads. I literally was sitting in a meeting, and I was telling the guy about that software because he was in that industry that served that industry, and that software worked for him. And he just leans back in his chair and he goes, I have something like that. I pay like 50 cents a week or some stupid shit, some really small amount. I think he was like $5 a month. He's like, I already have something like that. Literally pulls it up. I'm in shock. And he's like, yeah, these guys have been around for like 20 years. It does what you're talking about. And I'm looking at it. The website was poorly built, looked like shit, but it actually did what these other guys that were doing 20 million, it did the same thing. And I'm like, what's the difference here? Sales, packaging, how are they marketing it? These other guys were kind of just kicking back, just working with a website that looked like Craigslist and just kind of selling like the $5 a month thing. When these other guys were charging $2,500 a month, it was a much better, I guess you could say, had a better interface. It looked better, it was cleaner, it was more modern. But they were aggressively advertising and pushing, and they captured a bunch of the market share. And that's the key. Market share is the universe of people that you can sell to, right? Someone's going to gobble up that market share before you. You have to proactively push to grab as much of that market share as you can to even compete. So when you get sales, invest. For example, when you get sales, invest in a better user interface if you have a software. Improvements. Talk to your developers on what is the customer experience? What do customers want to see on this software? What bells and whistles do they want? What's going to make our software more resourceful, more beneficial, more useful?
Always changing in order to drive traffic, in order to drive sales. If you bring a business, like kind of like what you were saying, if you have you have two of the same businesses, the one who's going to be always adapting, the one who's always doing, marketing efforts and marketing initiatives, that they're going to be way more successful than the one who isn't. They might both have a great product. They might both have a fantastic product, but the one who does the marketing, the one who does the everything they can to bring in more traffic, to bring in more sales, they're obviously going to be 10 times more successful.
I'll give you an example. There's another ad agency shop, if you will, that does dog shit work. Obviously, I'm not going to say the name, but they have an insane sales force. They do like 100 times more revenue than us, but they produce a dog shit product and they sell a dog shit product that sucks ass. The difference is that they aggressively sell their product. We're more boutique, but their revenue is 1,000 times higher than ours. But the product, this is a situation where they don't invest in their product. If we saw revenue like that, we would invest in our product and have a better product. But when you see when you go aggressive and you capture market share like that, make sure you're investing in your product, because guys like I'm talking about right now, they don't.
I guess what you're
They
saying,
put it in their pocket. Yeah. They put it in their pocket and they call it a day. That is not how you build a business. That blood, that lifeblood that's coming into the business, use it accordingly. Be smart. Don't go, on a spending spree or just pocketing all the money.
I guess, another way to say kind of what you're saying is, grow smart. Don't grow. How do I say this? It's like,
whatever issues you're having in your business, ultimately, you can solve that. You can cure it by getting sales. But the big question is like, what do you do with those sales once you get them in? That's the advice we're trying to give people is, yes, sales can cure all. But in order for you to cure, you got to identify what pieces of your business you need to improve. Pay very close attention to that.
Yes.
Don't just kick back and go, I'm going to go take a vacation in Tahiti for 3 weeks. No. If you're a new business, and use that time and use that money to grow, to invest.
I just remember what I was going to say earlier. Yeah. Growth comes with challenges, and those challenges have a lot to do with the product you provide. So as you grow, it's a good thing. You always have to change and adapt. You always have to, let's say for a marketing agency, right? You grow, you have this massive ad spend, right? You're getting on, hundreds of clients, but you can't maintain, you can't fulfill. So hire on new professionals.
Exactly.
Hire on new people. Maintain your business at the same rate as your growth.
Yeah, if you're
you're only able to do that when you have sales and you're able to invest in your business.
Say you're a solopreneur, you're by yourself, you're trying to start something. Use the revenue that you get to try to hire someone to take responsibilities off your plate so you can work on your business versus in your business. Because any solopreneur, even a couple guys in a basement trying to get a company started, there's going to be, you're going to be wearing a lot of hats. That revenue that comes in, don't split it down the middle and pocket it. Use a good portion of that to grow, to take things off, to take those hats and hand them to someone else that's really good at what they do, like hiring a professional financial person, hiring a full-time salesperson, hiring someone to just fully manage your social media. Take the responsibilities off your plate. So whatever you're really good at, that really sparked you to take this company or create this company, take what you're good at and put only that on your plate. That's very important, because if you run a business and you keep all those hats on your head, you're going to find yourself not growing. You're going to stay. And we see this all the time with people. Mm-hmm. They always stay at the same amount of sales annually. And we're like, how long have you been at this level? We can detect right away what's going on. They're pocketing the cash. They think they're a hot shit because they're making $500,000 a year. But like, if they just made the investment into the right things, they would catapult their business to 10x, 5x, or whatever.
Yeah. So to kind of summarize what we're talking about, are we good to summarize it?
Yeah.
Okay. So to kind of summarize what we're talking about, if you have a good product, if you have a good service, whatever it may be, sales, sales, sales. Continue. Don't ever stop to selling. Don't ever stop selling. Don't ever stop growing. But at the same time, make sure you're maintaining the quality of your product or service while you're growing, and you can do that by investing the money you make with the sales and the traffic that you're generating.
Now, how to initiate sales? Let's take a service-based business. Put together, okay, I'm going to have an advertising strategy. I'm going to run Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google display, and I'm going to implement retargeting for people that visit your site to get them to come back to your site because it can follow them. That's a great baseline strategy. And alongside from paid media, you want to invest in search engine optimization. Keep a flow of leads getting generated. Also, if you have a service, you want to find a good biz dev guy that can do the networking, connecting with people on LinkedIn the right way, not the automated way. We all know about that bullshit. You want someone who could do natural reach out, natural cold reach out. You want to build an email list of people that, in a CRM, people that you can send emails to, people who are on the fence. Maybe they didn't go with you. Maybe you can send them a white paper, some kind of case study, and stay in contact with them. Build your pipeline. Very important to have somebody that actually has the experience of cold calling. I don't care what anybody says. Cold calling still works. I know firsthand. I have a guy on my team. He's a beast. He reaches out to people that he knows we can help because they fall into a certain industry category and business size. And he reaches out to them. We go out to the meeting. It ends up turning out great. So cold calling isn't dead. Maybe, if you have a budget for it, maybe invest in other forms of advertising, traditional media, radio, billboards, and things like that. Those are considered luxuries. I would recommend, as a consultant, going first and foremost into digital as heavy as you can afford. But make sure you create a system from a strategy that's going to deliver a steady flow of eyeballs to your business to create the opportunity for you to sell. We can say, hey, sell, 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 but I want to give the audience a little bit of information on how to sell. You sell by creating the opportunity. Advertising is the seed of a sale. You run your ads, you generate a lead, you have someone follow up with the lead, maybe schedule a Zoom, maybe schedule a face-to-face meeting, and then you have a professional business development or salesperson go out and actually close the deal and move forward. That is the anatomy.
That's a sales process.
Of a sales process. So people understand that you have to have, if you don't do sales yourself, have a salesperson or sales team implement this.
So yeah, there's a lot of steps to this. There's a lot of strategizing that you have to do, and make sure you have a good strategy so that you're able to do this successfully. But I'm pretty sure that wraps up. Unless you have a couple other things.
It's a short episode, but we feel like this is very important for people to keep at top of mind when they're in business for themselves. Is sales is number one. Don't ever think that just because you have a nice logo and a website or you hung a shingle outside downtown, that you're gonna have business flooding. That's not gonna happen.
Thank you so much for joining us again on Real Business Roundtable. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, as well as share the video with friends and family, or someone who may get some value from this episode.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, peace out.